McDavid. Moves in, McDavid goes upstairs! What a goal!
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 27 of this NHL 21 Edmonton Oilers Franchise Mode here in Oil Country. If you guys have missed any of the last episodes heading up to this point, make sure that you go down below. Feel free to subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,100 subs by the end of January. I know today is kind of like the second last day of January, but we got pretty close. We got up to 1,080 subs, so not too bad. You guys did pretty good there, and we're definitely getting close to my goals there. So I really appreciate all the support. Also, feel free to drop a like if you actually do enjoy this video. We are trying to drive more traffic to this channel and get the YouTube algorithm working in our favor. And also, if you missed last episode, go up into the top corner of the video right now. There will be a playlist card there that links you to the entire set of episodes that you guys may have missed up to this point. So, last episode, the Oilers got knocked out in, I believe it was the second round. Last episode we got to the draft, but the episode before that, last season, we got knocked out in round 2 to the Portland Pylons. So, yeah, as you can see, we won 2 cups, and then Washington won the last one. So yeah, not the most spectacular season as far as Oilers go. We didn't have a single award go towards our team, and that is really when we need a bit of a rebound year here out of the guys. So here's the lineup we're going to be going with. I kind of went over this last episode. So it's looking really good. We brought Puljujärvi back after we traded him away a couple episodes ago. Just as far as cap reasons go, overall the team's looking really, really solid. I'm interested to see what the bottom line can put together here, as they are all, two-way forward, power forward type players. Honestly, even though Coupland is listed as a sniper, he really could play the center position because he's got 80 face-offs, and I think he'd be pretty darn good there, honestly, especially with the 5-star defense, 4-star physical. So that is how the team's looking right now. That's the forwards anyways. The defense looks really damn good too. Javon Tuzolino unfortunately did not fit our system fit. I drafted the wrong player, so that was my fault. But hopefully we get a guy who we can trade Tuzolino for and get a guy that fits that pinch and shoot style, because that is something we want to definitely build around into the future. And as you can see, the majority of our team actually does fit that style quite well. So yeah, it's just unfortunate that things haven't really worked out quite yet, but pinch and shoot there. Volyu, unfortunately, a pinch and cycle, but still a half decent defenseman. Josefson hasn't really grown into much. Clifford Mann is an interesting one. 21 years old, 77 overall. He could potentially be making the league here. Coburn, I'm torn on because he can't skate, but his defense is really good, and overall his potential is not terrible, and he's a right defensive defenseman. So we might bring him up if he starts playing really well, but he's going to have to play really well to get to that point. I guess this will be Matthias Ottoson's last year in the minors. We switched him over to center at this point, but I'm really hoping Connor Bell can kind of fill that role too here as we move forward for a potential, third line center kind of player. And yeah, we're going to get into the season. We're going to do that kind of quarterly type of simulation. The other goal, I know you guys have been asking, when is this series, when am I planning on a proper conclusion for this series? I'm planning by the end of February. Hopefully we'll be done this Oilers Franchise Mode as well as the Created Players series. I am going to have to grind those out a bit, but I'm looking forward to doing that. The other thing that I am working on is I'm kind of doing a team a day, because I got to build 25, or I got to create 25 teams for the new Canadian or CPHA series that I'm coming out with, which is a custom franchise mode. So that will be a whole lot of fun too. I know you guys are probably sick of listening to me talking at this point and just want me to get into the simulation, but I think one of the main goals that we're going to do with this Oilers franchise mode is simulate until McDavid and Draisaitl retire, kind of like take it slow until they retire, like we've been doing. Obviously, McDavid 30 years old, Draisaitl 31 already. These guys are definitely approaching the end of their primes, and then after that, I get the feeling things will go a little bit quicker, just based on the fact that we're going to get into a quicker simulation once these guys kind of retire or start to drop off. We won't focus on their careers as much, but obviously both of these guys have had amazing careers up to this point. Connor McDavid had so many 100-point seasons. He's got to be up there. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 900-point seasons. So he's got to be in that all-time, like in the record book there as far as 100-point seasons go. I'd be surprised if he isn't at this point, because 900-point seasons is quite a lot. So yeah, if we go to the NHL in general, I don't think Alex Stalock has most games played, or Caden Primo, but okay, thanks for the glitches, EA, and never updating those. Yeah, Connor McDavid, number 3 on all-time 100-point scoring list. He might be able to catch Gretzky, but that is pretty unlikely. He'd need 6 more years, so he'd have to get 100-point seasons till he's 36, which is pretty insane. I don't think it's doable, but you never know. It's Connor McDavid, right? So yeah, he also had a couple seasons where he was really close to 100 points. Like, you look at some of these years, he had like 97, 98 points and just didn't break that 100-point mark. I did not hit back. Come on. Okay, let's try this one more time. So, I just want to see how close McDavid was to having like another 2 seasons under his belt. Okay, 10 points off there, 3 points off in the 2019-20 season. And yeah, so there's 2 seasons there that he probably, if he'd played a little bit better, probably could have had those markers hit as far as possibly catching Gretzky by the time he's like 33. But still, yeah, he's got a lot of 100-point seasons either way. So yeah, that is the team. That is what we're looking at, and that's kind of the plan here moving forward. So let's get into the simulation. We're going to do quarterly sims, so we're going to do 20 games, 21 games, 21 games, 20 games. It's pretty straightforward. You guys have seen it before, and I'll be back with you guys at the 20-game mark of the season. All right. So guys, at the 20-game mark of the season, we are currently sitting with a 13-7-0 record. That would put us, if this thing ever switches, 3rd in the Pacific, so not a terrible start to the year. Yamamoto's got 29 points in 20 games. He's been killing it. I'm interested to see how the rest of the scoring's looking. Draisaitl with 25 and 20. McDavid only with 18 points in 20 games. That is a little out of character for him. So maybe it was, what's his name? I think it was Jakub Vrana. That was kind of the main thing there that kind of changed that. So, Darcy Moreau's actually having a really good season as a third-line scoring player. 21 points in 20 games from Makar. He could be up for Norris voting this year, possibly, if things keep going well. And what about our goalies? That's kind of what I'm interested in. Backer, 8 and 6. Tinen, 5 and 2. So Tucker Tinen's had a really good year so far. He's been looking fantastic in my opinion, especially for an 81 overall starter. Backer, on the other hand, like, he's been good. He hasn't been outstanding, but 2 shutouts is always a good thing. And yeah, okay. So not the most spectacular season we've ever seen from the Oilers by any means, but actually, what was the most spectacular year? Probably when we finished first with like 116 points there. Yeah, 53, 19, and 10 was a pretty good record. But for the entire league, Barzell's got 35 points. Russ Coe's got 34. Besser with 30 and 20. That's insane. Like, that is just crazy scoring numbers. So yeah, we'll see if McDavid can turn it around or not. Obviously, Yamamoto kind of our number 1 guy up there right now. No question about that. And I'll be back with you guys now at the 41 game mark as we simulate another 21. All right, guys. So at the 41 game mark, William Eaves leads the team with 57 points in 41 games. I think it's safe to say Eaves is really pushing that elite status and, almost hitting franchise at just 21 years old. He's looking fantastic. But yeah, he's just been putting the puck away like crazy. Like, it's not even close, really. He's just been scoring at an absurd rate. He's going off this year, and I'm so excited about that. McDavid gets up to over a point per game. We actually have 5 guys that are at or over a point per game, and then a couple guys that are just underneath it there in Puljujarvi and Ratty. Not really surprising. Those are kind of the guys that we don't expect to score as much. As far as goaltending goes, 20 out of 34 for Parbacker. Not terrible. Again, not great, but not terrible. And then Tucker Tinen, 5 out of 10. He kind of started splitting it throughout the season here. So, yeah, that's the scoring breakdown. As far as the teams go, we are currently sitting second in the Pacific, just behind, I believe it's the Calgary Flames. But I want to check out the entire league as well, see where William Eaves matches up against all the top scorers. Eichel's got 60. God, that's he's number 2 in the league. Okay, so that's pretty insane. But yeah, just a lot of good players in here, no question about that. McDavid's in there, but there's a whole bunch of other guys that I don't even recognize, really. Yeah, okay. So that's a good-looking scoring situation. I'm actually interested. Is 41 points in 41 games the best for all defensemen? That's what I am wondering, because Cale Makar has been freaking fantastic up to this point. And yes, it is. Rasmus Dahlin also at a point per game. All the other defensemen below it just slightly. Robert Cronwall would have been a nice defenseman, but didn't really fit our system too well. Speaking of top-end defensemen. So just from looking through there, guys, it doesn't look like there's too many crazy good defensemen in the league right now, besides guys that we already have. So, yeah, Oilers 52 points in 41 games, sitting just behind the Pylons. They're tied with the Flames. And 51 points there puts, or 52 points, sorry, puts us. There's not too many teams in front of us, honestly. There's Portland, Winnipeg, Buffalo's kind of tied with us, Rangers. That's it. There's like 4. We're sitting in like 5th place right now, which is surprisingly good considering the team has not played anywhere near its full potential. But yeah, as you can see right here, 4th place in the league. No complaints there. We just got a couple teams that we got to beat that we haven't really yet. And hopefully that happens here in the upcoming quarters. So we're going to do another 21 simulated games and then get through the rest of the season after that next stop. So, all right, guys. So at the 62 game mark of the season, William Eaves has got 87 points, splitting it almost dead evenly down the middle. He's on pace for a 50-50 season, no question there. As far as the league goes, the Rangers are really the runaway team right now with 89 points in just 62 games. That's pretty crazy. They've won 43 games out of 62. That's just insane. They've only lost, 19 times. We've lost 19 regulation as well as 6 others. So, yeah, we're sitting with 80 points in 62 games, which is tied for, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Tied for 4th in the league. Okay, so that's pretty good. William Eaves is 87. I get the feeling Jack Eichel's going to be just ahead of him again, which is crazy. McDavid's got 80 points. Yamamoto's got 79. Draisaitl's got 70. And then Ratty and Makar both just under a point per game there with 61 each, and same with Puljujarvi. Those guys are really the foundational pieces of this team. There's no question about that. Eichel with 88. Like, you're just trolling me now, EA. Come on, man. Like, give William Eaves some credit. He's 21. He's literally 10 years younger than Jack Eichel, and he's just crushing it. So, I don't know. It is what it is, but yeah, just some crazy good stats here from guys all around. And yeah, by the looks of it, we're pretty much playoff bound at this point. I mean, there are a couple teams that are close. The Pylons are pretty close, but we're going to sim to the end of the season. See, I love stuttering and mumbling. We'll see how things play out, and we will go from there. So, yeah. All right, guys. So the Oilers finish with a record of 52, 23, and 7 to end off the 2027/28 regular season. William Eaves scores 113 points for the second highest scoring season we've ever seen from an Oilers player in this franchise mode anyways. Oilers finished second in the league right behind the New York Rangers, just 3.5 games back. Man, we just could not win a freaking game to save our lives at the end of the season. It was bad, but we also had a lot of injuries heading into the playoffs here, and that's not good either. So McDavid also with 113 points. He wasn't gonna let William Eaves just walk away with that 113 uncontested. Oh my goodness, McDavid's got 1,300 points in just 1,000 games. That's insane. Yamamoto with 103 points. Yes, sir. Oh my goodness, what a year from Kyler Yamo. That was fantastic. We're only paying him $9.5 million too. Holy crap, man. That's pretty nice. I really like how that went. Oh, Atsu Ratty finally over a point per game as well. You gotta love to see that. Jeez, man, 86 points. Puljujarvi 79. That's the best of his career so far, I believe. Yeah, it is. Let's go. Okay, that's pretty good from Puljujarvi. I'm happy with that. And 75 points for Makar. Let's see how these scoring seasons match up against the entire league. And William Eaves and McDavid finish 1 and 2. Get beaten out, Jack Eichel. Let's go. That's what I like to see. Man, not that many guys scored 100 points this year. There's a lot of guys right around that like 95 plus point mark, but not 100. We only had Marner, Lamoureux, Yamamoto, Pettersson, Eichel, McDavid, and Eaves. So 300 point scorers just on the Oilers alone out of like the 7 in the entire league. Holy, Ilya Shesterkin. 50 wins, man. 50. So he is the sole and key reason why the Rangers were as good as they were. Holy crap. I don't know if I've ever seen a 50-win season by a goalie before besides. Did Brodeur even have one? Like, most season wins NHL goalie. 48. Martin Brodeur and Braden Holtby both had 48. There, ladies and gentlemen, is your most wins in a single NHL season by Igor Shesterkin. That is just fantastic. As far as defenseman goes, Cale Makar ties with Robert Cronwell. No question there, really. The top 2 offensive defensemen on the top 2 teams. Really kind of just neck and neck there in the race. That's crazy. And then as far as rookie skaters go, Valiquette, 7th round to a forward for Carolina. Has a fantastic season. Puts up 57 points. That's just crazy. Noah Huxley had a pretty good season in Nashville too. Same with Bedrich Skribek, sorry. I guess would be how you say it. Darren Prince had a decent year. A lot of guys had decent years here, but nothing crazy. Keith Spencer, put up 14 goals, 25 points. Not terrible. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that all turned out. Oh no, that was the entire league, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, so that is our team. That is the scoring breakdown. That is how everything finishes. So I think it's safe to say that William Eaves has secured at least one trophy. I mean, they might give it to McDavid, but man, when Eaves puts up 57, oh, that's the other thing we didn't check is the Rocket. That's the one thing I want to check, because 57 goals is a lot of freaking goals. Draisaitl had 60. Oh my goodness, Leon, you freaking scoring machine. That's insane. Okay. Draisaitl might have actually won the Rocket this year. 60 is a lot. Yeah. Shit. What? Oh my god. Audette. Never mind. 60 isn't a lot, guys. Oh my goodness. That's just stupid. Oh my god. Are you serious, man? Look at how many 50-50 years there were. Eaves had a 50-50. Eichel had a 50-50. Pettersson had a 50-50. Anybody else? Nobody else had a 50-50. There's 3 50-50 years, though, so that's pretty crazy. But my god, Audette, 68 goals? Are you kidding me right now? That's just stupid. Okay. So I don't think this goes into the record book until the end of the season. But if we go per franchise, I want to just see. Anything changed here? Really? Not really. Par Backer's got 77 wins in just 2 seasons, maybe 3 with the team. So, yeah, he's been pretty sick. But overall, Edmonton had a pretty good year here. I'm quite happy with how things turned out. And, yeah, you can kind of see how things are starting to match up. Draisaitl's got the most games played in Oilers history now at this point. So that's pretty crazy. You gotta love to see that. So, guys, overall, things are looking pretty good for the Oilers at this point. I don't know who we're going to be playing in the playoffs, but as far as actual drafting goes here moving forward, we've got a couple elite players that I'm actually quite interested in. As far as like Jude Brewer, he looks like he could be really good if he does turn out. Gordie Sanford, I want to trade up for. He's NHL ready. Listed as a two-way forward, but plays similar to Patrick Kane. Except he's 6'2", 190. I'm really intrigued about that, and we might be trading up for him. Besides that, you know, there's some other guys in here that could be good, but we just don't have any real confirmation on yet. So, yeah, that's kind of how the draft class is looking. We might land 1 or 2 of those guys. And let's just see who we're playing to start off the playoffs here. So, AHL regular season ended. Oh, multiple players are ready to be dressed. Are you sure about that? Because I'm not. Oh, Moreau's and Bouchard are back. Okay, so that's good. Anyways, yeah, William Eaves. I would not be surprised if he actually shot up to a franchise here pretty quick. He's been absolutely insane, and if he wins the Art Ross or the Hart, then well, we didn't win the President's Trophy, so they're mad at us for that. But if Eaves wins either of those trophies, I get the feeling that he could very much be looking at a potential boost. So we got the Vancouver Canucks first. I think we're going to wait until next episode for that. But overall, this has been a pretty darn good season from the Oilers up to this point. And the Canucks should be interesting. Also, I wanted to just show you guys the Rangers lineup that we lost out in season scoring to. This team was just absolutely insane, apparently. Yeah, that was a good team. There's no question about that. They got some young, crazy good players in here, as well as other elites that are just looking freaking fantastic, honestly. Like, these guys that's a good lineup. And then Cronwall leading that defense. He was good in 2021. Vancouver could have taken him instead. And Shesterkin, don't even get me started on Shesterkin. He was insane. So, yeah, that's kind of the matchup to beat here. Obviously, I'd love to meet the Rangers in the Stanley Cup Finals. We are the best team in the West. And we are going to be taking on this Vancouver team that had a pretty crazy Elias Pettersson. Lasse Numminen, you know, that was drafted with our pick, but didn't really turn into anything. So, not going to complain there. I'm kind of happy with how that looks. Hughes is obviously a crazy good defenseman, but man, we got a Cale Makar that's 90 rated as well. Oy, wow, okay. That ain't looking so good, Vancouver. Youch. Okay, we might actually stand a chance here. No, I think we stand more than a good enough chance. I think it's Vancouver that's actually kind of out of their league here for this upcoming series. But anyways, we will be taking on the Canucks, and hopefully somebody like Calgary or Portland in the next episode if things go according to plan. But that's going to be it for me. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you go down below, smash that like button. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're trying to hit 1,100 subs. I know you guys can do that. Also, make sure that you leave comments, possibly get featured, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. But that's going to be it for me. This is Etanyos signing out.